Reducing the chance of injuries while maintaining an active and outdoor sport-oriented lifestyle requires two very important elements, and both of these will also happen to improve your life in numerous other ways as well. As you may have guessed by the title, we're going to be discussing stretching and strengthening, and how these two activities will be the primary factors that determine so much of not only what you're able to do today, but more importantly, what you'll be able to do in the future. This applies not only to your outdoor adventures, but also to your life and your health in general. There isn't a person among us who wants to find themselves physically unable to do the things that they need or they want to do in life. But by being more proactive when it comes to taking better care of yourself, you will certainly be stacking the odds in your favor. Now, I've done my share of trial and error when it comes to both of these things, and while I'm not a fitness guru or an expert, I've definitely learned a few things over the years that have made a huge difference in my ability to maintain a much higher level of activity and fitness, so that I'm able to continue doing all the things that I love to do outdoors. I fully recognize that we all have different and unique needs, and as such, I'll refer you to a few other great resources in this video that can help you to work on the basics, but also any specific areas that you find might benefit you specifically, and these are all completely free. When it comes to outdoor sports and activities, many of them often inherently come with a certain amount of risk. This is mainly because these activities often involve variable terrain and conditions that will call into play several different elements, things such as balance and or strength, focus and determination, safety and skills, stamina and confidence, and many others. Safety should always be your number one concern above all else in the outdoors. This is something that I encourage every aspiring outdoorsman or woman to take very seriously at all times. This is not meant to make you fearful, but bringing a healthy dose of humility along with you every time that you venture out into the outdoors helps to keep you safe. And it gives you the understanding that there is always something new that you can learn and apply. Keeping this type of mindset focused on safety and humility first will be one of your greatest allies when adventuring outdoors, I can assure you. With all of the different factors that come into play outdoors, you'll be doing yourself a huge favor by stretching and strengthening regularly. These activities will be the most effective way to build a strong foundation that you can lean on, regardless of the activity that you choose to pursue. And they will contribute to improving both your body and your mind, which is incredibly valuable for all of us. I want to be very careful on the subject of stretching specifically for a couple of reasons. The first is that I'm not an expert, and I don't want to try to position myself as one. I don't think that would be fair to you, and I certainly don't want to mislead anybody here. The second reason is that there's a lot of contention out there regarding the benefits of stretching when it comes to reducing injuries or increasing performance by people far more experienced than myself. Here's what I will say. I've personally stretched for years, and I've benefited greatly from it. I'm certain that it has not only helped me to reduce or prevent injuries doing many of the different outdoor sports that I enjoy, but it's increased my mobility and my joint health noticeably. It has helped me overcome some serious back pain that I suffered with for years, and I have very solid evidence that this was a direct result of stretching specifically. I literally used to go to the chiropractor weekly, sometimes twice a week, for years, and when I began stretching, I was able to gradually reduce the pain and the tightness in my low back over time. It has been literally years now since I've had to go to the chiropractor for these issues, because they have completely went away. Some may say that this isn't proof of anything, but I'm the one who experienced it, and I'm here to tell you that there is no other logical explanation for overcoming a chronic and persistent problem that lasted for years until I began stretching regularly. Now, this is just my own personal experience, but after putting in the time and having such great results myself, I find it difficult to not recommend this to other people. In addition to regular stretching, I've found that yoga in particular has been very beneficial for me over the years as well. It has significantly improved my flexibility and strength while providing many mental benefits as well. And as such, I would highly recommend that for everybody to at least try it for themselves. One other thing I would like to say about stretching in particular is that it doesn't need to be something that you spend some inordinate amount of time on to get the benefits. As I've mentioned in my other videos, it is the consistency that is going to matter most in the end. If you stretch or do yoga for just 15 minutes a day, which is exactly what I did forever, you're going to see some significant benefits over time. How that translates as far as injury prevention is not an argument I really want to debate with anybody. What I would say is just try it for yourself and make your own judgment. I can only say that my experience has been nothing but positive, for whatever that's worth. I recommend that you simply give stretching a try, And also try some yoga as well. See what kind of results you experience and pick whichever one you like to do better. Maybe try that for 30 days or so. If you're willing to do both, like me, I think that would be fantastic. I just want to emphasize that you don't have to make a ridiculous daily commitment to see some decent results. Start small and give yourself a month to see what kind of changes that you notice in your own body. I like hearing from all the experts out there once in a while, but it gets a little confusing and frustrating when you have people arguing both sides very convincingly. I have come to the point where I say try it for yourself and determine what it does for you personally. Science and studies are great, but I think often we take too much of a one size fits all approach to these kinds of things without really considering how different we all are. But that's just my opinion. Let's move on to strengthening now and continue on the activity and subject of yoga because although there are several other ways that you can strengthen, I just want you to know that yoga is a great way to build both strength and flexibility. This is one of the things I truly love about yoga. You can adjust it to be as simple or as challenging as you're willing to make it. There are always modifications that you can perform to accommodate you and your body and wherever you are right now. Yoga is a very effective, practical, and enjoyable way to get the best of both worlds, and I really can't recommend it highly enough. Yoga also happens to be incredibly beneficial for your mental health. That may sound strange to some people, but I can assure you that over time, yoga can turn into so much more than most people realize. If the idea of a practice that touches on the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual aspects of yourself appeals to you, then yoga is an ideal practice to consider. It does often take some time and dedication to reach into these different layers of ourselves, but yoga can be a very holistic and amazing practice that will grow on you over time. It will contribute so much to your flexibility, your strength, and your balance, and these things will serve you very well on all your outdoor adventures, regardless of what they involve. It goes without saying that there are several other ways to improve your strength, and I think that some form of resistance training is always a good idea, even if it's only done modestly. Building and maintaining muscle will be one of the best things that you can do to contribute to your overall health and your well being, not to mention all of the ancillary benefits that you'll enjoy on all of your outdoor adventures. Something that I have always loved is calisthenics, which are exercises done using just your body weight. This is a great option for everybody because it radically simplifies the requirements needed to get in a great workout. Because there's no equipment required, it makes this option highly accessible anywhere and anytime. Now, I've performed these types of exercises for many years with great results, and while I do still like to use weights as well, calisthenics have always been a go-to for me personally. You might be surprised at just how much strength you can generate with calisthenics alone. There are all sorts of different exercises and variations, and once you know just a few of these, you can do wonders for yourself without the need for anything other than your body and your will. If you happen to have weights at home or you like to go to the gym, by all means use them. But if you don't currently have access to either of these things and you just want to get started, then this will be a perfect place for you to get going. I also happen to think this is a great option to start from when you haven't been working out regularly, because you can gradually build up your strength and challenge yourself a little more without even having to leave the comfort of your own home. Strength training itself will play an important role in preventing injury, to be sure. I think we can all agree that building and maintaining muscle is a foundational component to developing a strong and healthy body. It helps to support us in so many different ways, from movement and balance to strength and endurance. And we absolutely need to attend to this aspect of ourselves if we want to live an active and healthy lifestyle for as long as that is possible. The goal of this video is not to give you a specific program that you can follow, because as I mentioned previously, we're all different and we all have different needs. And I don't consider myself an expert either. What I want most is to highlight the importance of introducing these two particular activities into your routine, and this is based on my own observations and experience over many years. And I also wanted to provide you with a few amazing options and resources that you can use to create something that works perfectly for you. I'd really like to just reiterate that these activities do not need to be a burden in your life. On the contrary, they are a blessing, and they will improve your life in numerous different ways. The resources I've linked to below are a few amazing channels right here on YouTube. They're completely free resources, and they each have a wealth of knowledge to help you reach your own goals. With just these three resources, you could easily reach a level of flexibility and strength that you have never experienced before in your own life personally. I encourage you to explore each of these and just try them. You can start very general or maybe focus on something specific for your own body's needs and just work on that first. See what you like best And if you don't like these particular resources, then just do some more searching around and you can find there's all kinds of different resources and content out there to help you in these specific areas. Once you have some idea of what you enjoy most and what's most effective for you, you'll know exactly what to do and where to go from there. I really encourage you to not overcomplicate any of this. Just dive in and give these things a try. Remember to be patient with yourself, be consistent, and know that these things are going to serve you very, very well. I welcome any questions that you might have for me. I'll certainly do my best to answer them. These videos may not feel like they are specific to the outdoors, but I just want to remind you how relevant they really are. Without these foundational parts of your physical and your mental health, it only creates further barriers for you when you do get out into the outdoors or into outdoor sports. Those kinds of activities require both of these elements, and by getting your mind and your body in tune first, you're really setting yourself up to win with the physical demands that the outdoors and the mountains can present to each of us. Another thing is, I really wanted to create some videos here that can always be referred back to for those who are either just beginning or just getting back into shape so they can do more in the future. Either way, this information is invaluable, and I hope you will use it to not only improve your health and your fitness, but also to inspire you to reach for more from yourself. You are so amazing. Your body is so amazing. Just do everything you can to take good care of it and come and join us in the outdoors so that you can feel your best. I sincerely appreciate you being here. Please like this video and subscribe to this channel if you love the content. I also encourage you to share this with others who might like or need this. Check out the other videos in this series and on our channel for some further inspiration and helpful information. We want everyone to enjoy all that nature and the outdoors has to offer, and it all begins with improving your health and fitness so that you can do all of that and more. I can't wait to see you in the next video. Take care.